guys, welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're your married relationship coaches. I'm Sen.
I'm Sil.
And today we're talking about Married at First Sight, Season 16. This is the wrap-up. We're going to talk about Decision Day for Kirsten and Shaq. Why do we have to wait a week to hear both people's decisions? I don't know. This seems like a first for me. Has this ever happened before, Mary?
Not that I can recall.
I don't remember, but it's very frustrating because this season drug along as it was. So I really wanted to hear the end of it. But here we are, talking about this cliffhanger. So for everybody who said that Kirsten was not giving Shaq a chance, I want y'all to take it back. I do. I want y'all to take it back. Because this girl who made it all the way to Decision Day and shocked me with a yes.
Yeah.
It didn't matter how sassy he was, how zesty he was, how many feminine characteristics he had. None of that. His bald head didn't matter. None of that deterred Kirsten from actually saying yes at Decision Day. I think she made a lot of progress. I think she made a lot of effort. She finally got him in front of her dad. We didn't get to see that, but it happened. I don't know what to say. I'm surprised, and I'm actually a little bit disappointed that she said yes, because I don't think that they're suited for one another. So, your thoughts on that?
I agree with that, them not being suited. Unequally yoked is what the Bible would call it. And their ways of communicating are very much different.
Love languages
are different. And, side note, me personally, I don't understand, and nor can I grasp a man that is so feminine in his ways that he just I'm trying to catch myself from getting in trouble. That's why I'm stumbling over my words. So I'm like, oh my goodness, you didn't even start off. What the heck was he wearing?
Oh,
what was that?
It looked like he was in his court justice suit. He just needed the hat with the balls on the end of it. And he would have been ready.
He looked like the Joker.
It was ridiculous, sure.
It was like, come on.
I don't know. It actually looked like something retro that might have been early 90s, perhaps.
I lived through the 90s. I didn't see anything like that.
Now, why he gonna say it like I did?
No, we had like cross colors back then, but not in a suit, not like that.
But he was, he's fashion forward. He probably made that suit.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody made it.
Obviously, it didn't make itself.
Unmake
it. Burn it. Yeah, it was bad. It was awful.
Yeah.
And that alone would have made me say no if I was Kirsten. I would have been like, I cannot be seen with this man. Like, would he come out in actual public with me like this? He went on national TV with that suit. And you know me, I can't keep my mouth shut. Yeah. So I would have sat down next to him and been like, where your court justice hat at? I would have.
I was waiting for Pastor Cal to say something like, dude, you're going to be on TV, right? This go to what were you thinking?
If we got some men watching, let us know, would you wear that suit? Never mind us roasting him. Would you wear the suit? Because maybe we are just too old and out of touch.
Maybe, but that suit was wet.
Maybe that's what's trending these days. I don't know. Suits. Y'all tell us. Anyway, I thought it was very interesting to hear Shaq as he began to deliver his decision, although we didn't get to hear it, say what things were challenging for him. He said it was challenging for him to be the leader in the household. Kirsten's an independent, kind of self-sufficient type of person. But I didn't feel like her independence was one that was insurmountable. Kirsten wants to be led. There are many, many, many women out here that are challenged with that, where they don't even want to be led.
True.
Because they're so independent, so accustomed to independence, probably so accustomed to watching the women in their lives be very independent, that they don't even know what dependency look like. Mm-hmm. They don't know what having someone lead the household for them or with them in any capacity looks like. So Kirsten, I feel like she was in a better spot because from the very beginning, she seemed at least open. Mm-hmm. Most women who've attained a certain age and education and career level have some level of independence. But I think Shaq just had a difficult time because of his level of femininity with leading the household. And so that's not really so much on Kirsten as it is on him.
It was on him because you're right. She continued to say, I want your leadership. Mm-hmm. I want you to lead. I want you to lead. And so she was definitely open to that. And you're right. That's contrast for many of women who are very independent. They're going to want someone who's going to be more dominant than them. And so that way they can relinquish their independence and, need I say, some of their masculine energy. Mm-hmm. But Shaq doesn't really display a lot, or if any, masculine energy.
Not
but
much.
Yet Kirsten was still open to lead me, Shaq, lead me, Shaq, lead me, Shaq. Mm-hmm. And God bless her.
Yeah, because her effort is there. It's undeniable. Yeah. I think at this point, she even talked about her opinion of what their differences were, and it had a lot to do with that more flipped energy that they show. She's like, I'm more reliant upon myself. Shaq is more sensitive. He has these needs for me, and that's not necessarily something that a place that a woman wants to be in. They want to be supportive of their spouse for sure, but to feel like the stable, steady presence, the strong presence, the less emotional presence in that relationship or in that household is not necessarily a place. It's not our wheelhouse, so to speak. We're like, wait a minute, that's not the balance that's supposed to be struck here. Yeah. And I think that challenges her. So I don't know, you guys. What do you think that he's gonna say?
He's given all the signals for saying no. Mm-hmm.
Which makes me feel like he's gonna say yes.
It could be like a really good editing disguise. It really, really could be. But I would understand if he did say no. Mm-hmm. Now, however, if he says no, I don't see him being able to really get with hardly any other type of woman ever. because Kirsten's been bending over backwards. She's been taking the shots, the emotional shots, the verbiage that he's been using, like you just said, the sassiness, the sauciness or whatever. She's been taking all that. And how many women do you really know is going to be taking this type of saucy, sassy behavior from their man?
Yeah.
I know zero. I don't know any that's gonna stand in there and do that. And so if he says no, then woe unto him. But
if he says no, I think if he says yes, they're going to get divorced ultimately. Yeah. I don't think they'll make it a year.
Yeah.
But I would hate, just for pride's sake, for her to say yes and him to say no. You know what I mean? Because that's got to be a slap in her face then at that point. But what are you guys' predictions? Because I'm very curious. I just think they're not well suited for each other. I wanted them to be at the beginning of the season. I was hoping for them to be. our surprise power couple. They were not. They never became that. They never turned a corner. I just was disappointed in Shaq time after time. I know a lot of you started out Team Shaq and crossed over.
I started out Team Shaq.
And were like Team Anti-Kirsten and crossed over. And it's a bad match, y'all.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping on the one hand that he saves face for her and says yes. But on the other hand, I honestly just don't want them to stay together.
Yeah. I started out Team Shaq. But he over the season, he wore my nerves out. He really did. And then definitely toward the end, here I am trying to defend him when he's just being totally ridiculous. Yeah, I'm glad I met your father, but it should have happened a long time ago. He didn't say it like that.
No, I mean, essentially, whiny, bratty. Yeah, very much so.
No, I can't get with that. Not at all. So definitely off the Shaq bus. No. Mm-mm.
Yep. So that's what we have on them, guys. Let us know your predictions. Let's see who is right.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
The whole thing of him saying that he doesn't feel safe in the relationship.
Did he say that today?
We missed a week. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I wanted to kind of like pick that one up.
Okay.
Because, and I don't know if my wife has anything to say about that, but when he said, I don't feel safe in the relationship or whatever, I've never, ever heard a man voice that in a relationship.
I haven't heard a man voice it, but I'm sure they feel it. Maybe he feels like he's progressive in terms of what he can express. But I'm sure, everybody wants to feel safe in a relationship. But what I would like throw back to you and ask you is, for a man, from a man's standpoint, what exactly does that mean? I think it could be multiple different ways to feel safe. And I think Kirsten, during the course of the show, expressed what that is. If you remember the conversation where they had, and he's like, well, do I have to save you from robbers at a gas station or something like that? Safety isn't always in the same package. It's not just, am I emotionally safe, or is this person not going to cheat on me? When Kirsten expressed what she wanted to feel like in terms of safety, it seemed more like just that she had a masculine presence that was going to do masculine things, like maybe put gas in her car or fix something around the house, or, something like that. Something where you feel like you got a blue collar guy that's able to take care of some stuff for you that you may not have the physical brute strength to do, or just what would be more of a stereotypical male know-how to do, like changing tires or, changing the oil in the car or something like that. That's what I got from Kirsten in terms of like safety.
Okay.
I got the impression that her dad's that type of guy.
Yeah.
And I get it. My dad's that type of guy. So you look for sometimes the qualities that you grew up with in your spouse. So for men, though, in terms of safety, what does that look like to you?
Well, again, I've never heard a man put it that way. I've heard a man say, I feel disrespected, in this relationship. I've heard a man say, I don't feel trusted in this relationship. Those are more the verbiage that men express. Safety is one usually that a woman will express. And I don't know what to say.
One thing about Shaq, though, he seems to have grown up around a lot of women. He seems, I don't know this for a fact, but it just seems like maybe a lack of male presence, a lack of dominant male presence has raised him. So the things that he says and that he relates to just may be more woman central. That may be why you're hearing verbiage come from him that you wouldn't traditionally hear from a man. I don't know. That's speculation on my part.
It makes this about as much sense as anything. But I just wanted to talk about that real quick because It
struck you odd.
It struck me very odd, and I wanted to throw that question out to you all. Does that sound odd to you, or have you heard a man express that he does not feel safe in any type of relationship? Please leave it in the comments. I've never heard of such.
Well, there you have it, guys. Drop those comments below. Drop your predictions below. Like, share, and subscribe, and we will talk to you soon.
Bye.